Hey guys, I'm here on the TV. I'm not here today in school, but I am here to give you an art lesson on the TV today. So today we are going to make an optical illusion. Optical illusions are like tricks or magic tricks on your eye. Do you see a hidden image in my drawing? Yeah, it's a hand that's hidden in the stripes. And the way that I use the lines is what makes it look like there's something on the paper besides just red stripes. So I made the line straight in some parts and curved over the part where it looks like a hand, and then straight where there's no hand again. So using lines in different ways is how op artists create optical illusions. Here are some op art works by some famous optical art artists. They create illusions or designs that trick our eye, kind of like magic tricks. But all of these are black and white, but you can use a different color in white or two different colors, but they do work better with just two colors. Yeah, all of these are black and white. Oh, here's one that has some color in it. It's like what we're making. But optical illusions make it look like something is coming in or going out, makes it look more three-dimensional or not flat than a piece of paper. And these are all just designed on a piece of paper, on a flat wall or canvas. Some of the parts look like they're going in, some look like they're coming out, moving into the picture, just by the way they use the lines and spaces. So op art is a really cool illusion type of art. And we're going to create an op art picture today using our hand as a subject. Let me get that steady. There we go. So you just need your sheet of paper. Our substitute today can pass out the paper. Make sure you write your name on the back of the paper when you get it. And then when everyone is ready, the substitute can unpause this video and start our lesson. All right. Hope you guys are ready now with your name on the back. Turn your paper over. You can turn your paper either direction because your hands will fit either way. You can turn it where the paper's up and down and your hand will fit, or you can turn it where the paper is side to side and your hand will fit, because I don't think your hands are much bigger than mine if they are bigger than my hand. If your hands are really big, you might choose which way your hand fits better on the paper. We are going to use our hand to draw the hand on the paper. So use the hand you don't draw with. I draw with my right, so I'm going to use my left hand. And this time I think I'm going to lay the paper side to side, but you choose which way you want to put your hand on the paper. We do need to show a little bit of our wrist in the picture so it looks like a real hand and not just like part of a hand. So I'm going to put my hand pretty high up and lay the wrist down and then trace around the whole hand. The fingers, go carefully between your fingers, between the fingers and thumbs. Go next to your thumb, next to your wrist, so it looks like your hand. It's harder to do on the board than on the flat table. Ooh, my thumb came out really thick. I need to try that one again, I think. And if yours does that, if it doesn't look like your hand when you pull it away, then you may need to put it back on and try again. It was hard to lay my hand flat on this vertical board, but flat on a table that's sitting down would be a lot easier, which is how I made that one. So hopefully you're not having that problem. But trace your hand and all your fingers carefully so it looks like your hand on the sheet of paper. Well, I did not expect it to be so hard to trace my hand on the board. I've got a ring on this finger too, but you may have rings on it. If you do, you can just put that in the picture too, and there'll be a little bump where the ring is on your finger. Ooh, got a fat little finger there. Fix that. There we go. My fingers are not really long, but they're not real wide either. Okay, so once you have the outline of your hand on your paper, here we go. Once you have your hand on the paper, here's mine, like that. We are not going to trace that with marker. We're not tracing the outline of the hand at all because we want it to be the part that's kind of hidden in the picture. So we don't want to make it obvious with an outline around it. We don't want everybody to see it very clearly. It's supposed to be hiding in there. So we're not going to trace that at all with marker or Sharpie or anything. But we are going to draw the lines next that go across the picture to make the stripes. Some of those lines are straight. Where the background is, it's straight. And then when it goes over the space where the hand is in your picture, then you're going to make it curve. So just start on one side of your paper and draw a line going straight over to the line where the hand starts. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move it up closer. Can't make it darker because I don't want outlines around the hand. Can we see that better now? Maybe. All right, so we're going to draw a straight line from the side of the paper over to the side of the hand where the line is, and then when you get to where the hand is, you're going to draw a curvy line going up over to the other side of the hand. And then you continue going straight across for the background. So it's straight and then curved where the hand is, and then straight again all the way to the side of the paper. And then you're just going to do that again. Start with another straight line from the side of the paper. Just leave a little bit of space between your lines. We do need a lot of stripes, a lot of spaces in this optical illusion to make it look like it's 3D, to look like an illusion of a hand. So we don't want just 2 or 3 lines, we need quite a few lines. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So lots of lines, 15. This is only number 2 on this one right now. So we got a lot of lines to draw. We're going to draw them all straight in the background, curved over the hand, then straight again. And then do that again. Straight, curved, straight. Straight, curve over the fingers and thumbs when you get to them, but just the spaces where the digits of the fingers and thumbs are. If there's a space between them, like there's a space, an empty space between the thumb and the hand there, that part would be straight because it's just part of the background. And then I'm curving over the hand again, and then straight again. So that line had to have 2 curved parts because the thumb was in one area and the hand was in the other part. And then I'm gonna go above the thumb a little bit, where just the tip of the thumb is where it's curved, and then straight. And then when you get to the fingers, some of the fingers are gonna be lower than others. So we need it to curve over the hand, curvy on the hand, and straight between the fingers where you don't see any fingers. And I made it straight on the hand, so I gotta change that real quick. Just remember the line curves between the sides of the hand and the sides of the fingers, and is straight behind them. So straight in the background, curves over the fingers. Straight between the fingers, curves over, straight, curved, over. So it goes over each finger, and it's straight between all the fingers. That's what will make all your fingers show up in your optical illusion. Straight in the background, curved over the fingers, straight between the fingers, curve over the finger, straight between, curve, straight, curve, straight. There's a lot of curves on the fingers, but that's what makes all those fingers show up. And let's see, I need another straight line. Get the magnet out of the way. You don't have that problem on the table, I hope. Magnets on the board make it hard for me to draw. All right, and then I need another straight line. It just goes right over the top of all the fingers, so there's no curvy parts. If you did your hand, drew your hand going with the paper turned sideways, then you won't have as much empty space at the top. If you do it going up and down, there's a lot of empty space, and you may have a few more straight lines to add at the top. Either way is fine. All right, so we've got all the lines in the picture now. We are not going to outline the hand. We're not going to trace the hand with marker, but we are going to trace all the lines that are straight or curved that go across the picture that we just drew. So you choose one color, only one color, because remember, optical illusions work best when there's a lot of different colors, usually just 2 colors, and we'll use white as one of our colors, and then we'll use one other color. So I used red and white on this one. You can choose which color you want to use for your color, for your one color. I did find when I did one in a dark blue one time that it was a little hard to see the shape of the hand underneath because the dark blue is so dark. So if you choose a lighter color, red, orange, yellow, even green, maybe purple. I'm gonna try, no, purple's pretty dark. It will probably show up better. Blue and purple, it might be harder to see the shape of the hand underneath. But that's your choice. If you want to use blue or purple, it just might make it a little bit more challenging. I'm going to use orange for this one because it's a lighter color, and I haven't used orange yet on one yet. So we're going to trace all the lines with that one color. So I'm going to trace all the lines that go across the picture, straight or curvy, with my orange. So it's curving over the fingers, straight between the fingers right there. So just trace all the lines you drew with a pencil with your one color. Carefully on the line. If you go off of the line a little bit, which I just did, we can always take a big eraser and erase the pencil line, and nobody will know where that line was that you erased. Curve over the fingers, straight between them. So there's a lot of lines. We're going to have a lot of lines to trace with that one color of marker also. That's what hides the shape of the hand. It makes it look like an optical illusion. These look so cool. It's almost like a magic trick. You might have seen this project before on YouTube. It was very popular for a while on YouTube. I'm curving over the wrist and then straight on the sides. Okay, I did not trace the line around the hand, the outline around the hand. You don't want to trace that shape. Just trace the lines that go across the picture. And you can already sort of see the shape of my hand, even though I haven't filled in some of the spaces with my color, because it's only curvy where the hand is. It's straight behind the hand and curvy on the hand shape. All right, so after you trace all those lines with your one color, you can use your big erasers, your big art erasers, and erase out any pencil lines where the marker did not cover it up. Like if you went off the line a little bit, and I did that quite a bit, you just erase the pencil line out. But don't erase the hand. You only want to erase those lines that go across the picture that don't line up with your marker. We want to keep the lines of the hand in the picture. So I'm just erasing any lines that go straight across the background or curve over the hand that didn't line up with my orange, one color. And if you do accidentally erase some of your hand, you need to draw that back in there, because we do still need the outline of the hand in pencil. And you'll see why at the end of the project, the last part. We don't want to trace the hand, we just want to leave it in a pencil with pencil lines. All right, now I'm going to use my orange and fill the spaces in to make the stripes. So between two of the lines, I need to color in the space. So I'm going to leave the first space at the top white, and then between the next two orange lines, I'm going to color it in. You use whatever color you drew your lines with, color the spaces in to make the stripes in your background. Okay. When you get to the hand, you're not going to stop where the line is around it with a pencil. You're going to color over the pencil lines, which is why a lighter color works better for this, because you can still see your pencil lines through the lighter colors. And the darker colors cover them up a lot, so it's harder to see the shape of the hand for the last part, where we do a little shading. But you just color over the pencil lines and stay between the lines. If the line that you drew is curved, where the hand is, it's curved, then you're going to make that stripe curve there too. We're not going to make it straight where it's not straight, or it will cover up the hand completely. So right where the curvy line is, you stay inside the curves. So in here, I have to stay between the curves, or I won't be able to see the fingers. I'm going to skip a space and then color the next space between the lines. And where it's curvy, I'm going to stay inside those curvy lines where all these fingers are. If I had just straightened it out, you wouldn't be able to see any shape underneath at all. So make sure you're staying inside the lines you drew. So we had a white space, orange space, white space, orange space. Almost done with that one. Then I'm going to skip a space and go down to the next one. So we're coloring every other space with our one color. And we're staying between the lines that we drew that go across the picture that make these stripes. Some of these stripes aren't perfectly straight because they have to curve where the fingers curve, where the hand is in the picture. So wherever it curves where your line is, make that stripe curve too. The the stripes have to curve where the line's curved. All right, so the next space is white, and then I need to go down and make another orange space. Every other space, so we're making a pattern where we're coloring one, skipping one, coloring one, skipping one. Patterns are a lot of how the optical illusion trick works. Patterns of spaces and lines, colors. Patterns work better when there's just two, usually two, but optical illusions could have more than two colors. It just makes it a little bit harder for us to see what the illusion is of, what the picture is. All right, so my last space at the bottom ended up being colored. Put that one in real quick. Try to stay inside the lines that you drew. There we go. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes on this one. It's not as many as this direction was. If yours is going up and down, if your picture you drew it up and down, you'll have a few more stripes to color because you don't have as much space taken up by the fingers go the other direction. So color all the stripes, all the spaces, and stay between the lines that you drew. Once you get all of those spaces colored in, and that's going to take a little while, then we're going to take a pencil, and even if you're coloring right now, I want you to stop and watch. So when you're finished coloring in those stripes, you'll know how to use your pencil to do this last part. So everybody stop, put your markers down, and look at Miss Wolf for just a minute. And that will be the last part, and then you can finish your projects on your own. So we're going to take our pencils for the last part, and we're going to shade with the pencil up and down right next to the outline of the hand, but only on one side, just one side of the hand. So on one side of the little finger and the hand, I'm shading with my pencil all the way down to the wrist. Make it as thick as you want. It's a shadow, and shadows can be thinner or thicker depending on where the light's coming from. They can be short or long shadows. So we're going to shade next to the hand to make a shadow, and then we're going to shade next to each finger on that same side. Since I shaded on the left side of the pinky, I'm going to shade on the left side of the next finger and the next finger. So you're going to shade right next to the pencil line that you drew when you traced your hand and make a little shadow. Do the same thing on all the fingers on the same side, not the different side, or it won't make sense and won't look 3D. So I'm shading each finger on the same side, and then on the thumb, it needs to be shaded on the same side, the left side on all of them, since I chose the left side. Now if you wanted to make your shadows on the right side, you could, but they would need to be all on the right, not some on the left and some on the right. So you shade on one side of the hand, on each finger, on the thumb. I wouldn't need to shade on the right side of the hand because it's the other side that I shaded of the hand already, and you only need to shade one side. So that's it. I've shaded all the fingers, one side of the hand, and then I'm going to take one of my fingers and blend where I shaded it. So I'm just going to push down and rub the paper and blend the shading in like a shadow. So you can rub it really hard with any finger or thumb and rub that pencil into the paper, and it makes a shadow. And now it looks even more 3D with that shadow on the paper. All right, so now you can get your markers back up in your hands and finish coloring the stripes. Make sure you stay between the lines that you drew, and then use your pencil to shade just one side of each finger and the hand to make it look even more 3D, like it's popping up underneath something with stripes on it, coming out of nowhere, making it an interesting optical illusion. I can't wait to see them tomorrow, so do your best and make sure your name's on your paper. I will see you when I come back. Bye.